Fa la 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 la.
La 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 la. Okay, guys. Yo! So, listen to this mayhem.
Okay.
So true.
Oh my God.
Let me get it.
Okay, so. Oh my God.
She pulled her back. I have a weird fungal infection on my chin, and she just got over COVID.
But walk them through it.
Well, first of all,
Lord of the
our
Worms.
live show is in 5 days.
4?
4 days, and anything that could have gone wrong, just like all this body shit has been coming up for us. Our bodies are going through it. You got COVID.
Yeah, I got nasty COVID.
Yeah.
Some doctor lied to you and said that you were Lord of the Worms.
Yeah, I went to urgent care twice, and they're like, you have ringworm. And then I went to a dermatologist because I was like, enough's enough. I gotta like be a big girl and schedule a dermatologist appointment. Mm-hmm. And they were like, no, it's perioral dermatitis. And I was like,
you said tell it to someone who cares.
No, literally. And I was like, just give me some tretinoin, would you? And but you know what? We're out here, and she's gonna give me bangs and a bob.
Oh. Bangs and a bob.
Bangs and a bob. How are you feeling?
Girl, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited for our show. I really wish I didn't pull my back out like an old cow, but...
So how did that happen?
I was trying to move my bookcase. So, it's giving heavy lifting, sweetie.
Right. Get into it.
Yeah. And it was really embarrassing. And then I woke up this morning and I almost needed you to help me go pee like an old woman, but then I got it. I literally was about to be like, do I call for you right now? And I was like, no, let me figure it out.
And it's crazy because our live show, the opening dance numbers, we're like arching our backs and like doing flips. So I don't really know what's going to happen with that.
How's your pelv? Because I know that you
right. I pulled a muscle in my groin. Like, I can't.
Now walk us through that, sister.
Dude, it's not as fun as you think. I literally don't know how I did it because I'm not active in the bedroom at all. So it's not that.
Hello, princess.
Hey, no, and like I'm not with anyone.
No, we're celibate, yeah.
But I don't know, because it's not even like I've been working out that hard.
I know. You've been taking it chill, as you should.
So
that's kind of just real. Okay, so I wanted to ask you about something.
Talk.
And we don't have to talk about this, but we're going to.
Right.
But okay, so you've recently moved someone that you were romantic with into the friend zone.
Yes.
Do you want to speak on that?
I think it's what everyone should do. I think it just makes more sense. I don't think people should pursue romantic relationships ever.
No.
But if they do, it's like pursue it, but then just become best friends with them.
Yeah.
Does he know that he's my best friend? No.
He should though. He should. It's literally like him and I, and it's like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I think do you have experience friend zoning? I feel like I've heard it's a problematic word, which I get.
But from who? The fucking bum ass friends?
I don't know. But I think that everyone should just be friends and no one should be like sexually active.
No, there's legally nothing incorrect with what you're saying. My thing is though, so I've done this before, but I have been like, so it's like, what if that was like that? But I've always been like, I don't think we should sleep together anymore. Like, what if we just did it like this? But the thing that I like that you did is, honey, you didn't even say anything. You just literally transitioned him.
Yeah.
On the low.
And he's lucky to be my friend because I'm very selective with my hoes.
No, because actually. Now the thing is though, I'm not sure he knows that he is in full on friend territory.
Right.
Like you wouldn't hit it again, right?
I know.
Oh, so.
No, I wouldn't.
She's like, no.
I like can't do. Like, I feel like you have experience with this. With like being intimate with someone and being besties with them.
Oh yeah. Especially in my 20s. There was this bartender I used to work with, and he and I both got out of long-term relationships at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I used to call him horse stick. Doesn't matter. Anyway, but anyways, we were hooking up, and then on Valentine's Day, we'd only been out of our relationships for like 2 months at this point. And then on Valentine's Day, he like more or less asked me to be his Valentine. And I was like, no, what the hell?
Right.
And he's like, you don't want to go to dinner? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, this only exists in the confines of a dark bar in the back of the restaurant we work at or your apartment. Like, that's not, we're not taking this OUT.
Hey, was he old?
What?
Was he old?
Okay, so that's kind of the cool part, right? He was younger than me.
Well, how old were you?
Relax! I was like 26.
Oh.
Yeah, I was 26 at the time. And then he was 24. So...
Oh my god, that's so young, dude.
Okay!
No, I just like, I'm like a 24-year-old man is like a baby.
No, I was hooking up with a kid, but, well... No.
No.
But anyways, then he dyed his hair blonde and like bleached. And that's when I knew. Oh, and he got a chest tattoo of an eagle. So if you see this, Chase, that's fun.
Wait, that's so Chase.
It's so Chase, dude. And then he moved to San Diego, so it's like you already know the rest, but
yeah.
Kind of just real. But yeah, so I straight up just told him, and I was like, yeah, this is just kind of confusing. And then don't worry, he got back with his ex-girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alert, didn't work out there, but you know.
Chase.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the eagle tattoo, the head of the eagle was way too small.
Stop.
And when he showed it to me, I thought he was being I thought he like got it bad on purpose, so I started making fun of him, and he was like, wait, what the hell? I just sat in the chair for hours and got this. And I was like, oh my god. Oh. I love it. Sister Queen. No, I'm not gonna hit that again. I didn't hit him post eagle tattoo, I don't think. Hit it, you know, and let that inside me. But yeah.
But speaking of intercourse.
Now, you've been in LA for almost, what, like 2 years?
Yeah, oh my god, that's crazy.
What's the thing that's like surprised you most about living in LA? And I thought there was gonna be a second part of that question, but there's not.
It's funny you say that. It is weird, like, since we're in this entertainment biz, you hear all that, like, everyone says that LA is fake and all this shit and people just want clout. And it's like, it's actually crazy how true that is. Like, it's actually worse than you think. But I'm so lucky that I moved in with you and Gabby because, like, you're both very real. And, like, I feel like that was just so fucking lucky for me. It's hard. It's like definitely lonelier here. I don't feel as lonely because I like live with you guys and like me and you are just chaotic and fun and do fun shit. But like in New York, you're like walking around, you're like bumping into people. It's like, it's not like that.
Right. It's not lonely. Like, I feel like here when I do things alone, I really feel it.
Yeah.
Or if I spend the day alone, I'm very cognizant of just being with myself. Whereas in New York, I don't ever feel lonely.
Yeah, but it's also just so weird because, like, I'm doing everything I've ever wanted to do here. Like, I'm just, like, really putting myself out there. And, I mean, a big reason is because I live with you two and I've, like, been watching you guys do it. And I'm like, damn, I want to do that shit too.
How hard could it be? No, I'm just kidding.
No. I'm like, I don't know. Even I've been, like, going to open mics for stand-up. And it's like, I was so obsessed with, like, looking like a hot girl in New York. And I don't know. I think also just like with age that changes. You're like, I actually like don't need to be fuckable to men all the time.
But you know what? I think it just gets exhausting when that's only that's the main thing leading the forefront of your mind.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's really liberating and freeing. Did you have a point where you were like, oh, I'm not gonna try to be like a sex object?
Okay,
you know
well,
I mean?
I do love that. That was never all the way my tea. # intimacy issues and # comedy career, but and I was like brought up not like by my parents, but with just like spending my 20s doing comedy. It was always like kind of, you know, unspoken, or no, actually it was very spoken to be like, okay, if you dress sexy, if you do any of this, like no one's gonna take you seriously. So like I wouldn't ever really, like on my stories I would post like bikini pictures every once, like literally maybe once or twice over the summer, and that was it. But like I would never really like grid anything like sexual per se. But then I think like the older you get, you just in general stop caring so much about the way you're perceived. And
that's what I meant. Like, when did you stop like caring so much. Like it didn't like. Well, I don't even know. I feel like male attention, it never took up your entire mind. Or did it?
In a way, it did. Like I really cared about men's approval.
Right.
But it's so interesting. So like you're bringing up like sexual like. Kind of, but for me, I always wanted the validation, like career-wise. Like I always wanted to be seen as like, and that's why I dated like faux intellect guys or like the pretentious artist type.
Oh my god, nightmare.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I'm dating you because I want to be seen as smart or like I want to be an artist. And then the second I just started putting that energy into myself, now I feel so much more confident and I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm putting anything on.
Right. I
don't feel insecure about my level of intelligence. Like, could it be better? Some would say yeah.
You're literally the smartest person ever.
Okay, because finally, no, okay.
That's true.
But and that's on kitchen scissor haircut. But
with the trash bag.
With the trash, I actually have to step right here to see. Okay, because actually, but I don't know. I think I just stopped performing for what I felt like others wanted from me, and I just started doing what I wanted.
Right.
I would say probably. Honestly, it kind of coincided with you moving in. I would say 2 years ago.
Not us both helping each other.
No, you really did. Because now I'm like, no, if you're not going to take me seriously because I post a thoughty picture, like, that's just on you. Sorry that you don't understand the duality of a human being.
Like, literally. Get a life.
Get a life. And, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's so... I used to be like consumed with like, oh, what do people think of me? Oh, da 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 da. But I'm like, honestly, no one's really even thinking about you. And if they are, it's just giving fan behavior because the second you get busy, I don't spend my day thinking about like, what's so and so posting? What are they doing? I'm like, I have too much on my plate.
Right, everyone's thinking about themselves and the shit they have to do. People are like so scared of putting themselves out there, which I get. I was for so long, but it's like,
me too.
It's just so hard to care.
It really is, and in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Also, life. I mean, I don't know. It's you have to remember it's so much bigger than just online.
She be short.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what. I don't know. Like if some rat faced fuck, aka some guy, was like, or some hater ass girl is like, oh, I don't like what you're or like, oh, I think you're stupid or I think you're slutty for posting that. Okay, you can think literally whatever you want, babes. I'm still gonna do it.
Keep thinking.
Like I've like okay, so our live show, right? I have always wanted to do a sketch variety show of this nature, but for the longest time, I wouldn't do it because number one, fear, for a myriad of reasons, and I was just like, oh, well, I'm not gonna be seen as like. My comedian peers are gonna judge me because I'm doing something dorky and clown-like, and they're not gonna take me seriously as a comic. And now I'm like, oh, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, and like those people in question that are gonna like judge you based on like a dorky, fun sketch show, it's like they never respected you in the first place. So it doesn't even fucking matter.
No, and like all my
if they're gonna like act like that, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, all of like my comedian peers that I legitimately care about, they're either A, coming to the show or have said nothing but nice things. So it's like, okay.
Because it's so silly and unserious. I can't believe anyone will get offended by it.
No, yeah.
AKA TBT to those guys making a whole podcast on how much they hate us.
Meanwhile, Gabby and I just did a Patreon episode of making fun of Drake Bell's new song.
Oh.
That Ocean song.
Oh, I haven't listened to it.
You're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was just like, we were like ripping it apart. We were like, what is, and like watched the music video. And then Gabby was like, God, can you imagine if someone did this to you? Like if they just made a whole entire podcast like ripping you apart. And I go, I actually don't have to imagine.
Yeah, because that's
now I'm just realizing I need to tap into my empathy because someone actually did that to us.
Yeah, and it was hurtful.
And then Gabby caught us straight. No, like, yeah.
Yeah, Gabby, and you never listened to it, right?
No, I never did. But 2 exes did, and they texted me about it. So.
No way!
Yeah, girl.
Who? What did they say? What did they say?
They were, well, honestly, they were all, well, one of them was a he was being funny, but it was more like, oh, okay, so you're getting big enough to where people talk about you. I was like, okay. And then the other 2 were actually really nice. They're like, it's really mean, don't listen to it, and like, don't listen to it. I was like, okay.
Yeah. It's funny, a guy that I was talking to listened to it as well.
Oh my God.
And he was like, Yeah, they were trying to find all this shit they hate about you. They just started insulting your cameras. They were like, we hate their cameras, and I was like, yeah.
Okay, it's literally our cell phones, you gay.
Yeah, like, sorry, we're not billionaires yet. No kidding, we're never gonna be billionaires. Millionaires.
Yeah.
Because billionaires are bad.
Millionaires, you can be respected. Billionaires, like,
you're
you're
disgusting. There's something deeply wrong with you.
Yeah, you money hoarding pig.
Yeah.
Oh.
So. Riddle me that, but...
Riddle me that. Remember when I gave you a haircut and that one person that we know was like, oh, it's okay.
She goes, oh yeah, what did she say? She was like, okay, I mean, she said something sly about
It was like,
cutting
well, if you like it. Or,
yeah, I was like, oh.
Or no, it was, you're like, oh yeah, Harper-rose cut it. And she goes, yeah, I can tell.
Oh yeah!
Clock it. Now.
It's been clocked.
Okay, guys. Actually, we're going to do an ending thing when I... what if I had something to say? I want to show it at the end when I straighten it up.
Yeah, okay, guys, we'll be right back when it's straightened up.